Hey, welcome to Integrated Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. How are you all today? Did you hear about the farmer and the skinny dippers? I just left Walmart. I went out to Bass Pro, get a couple of things, and then to Walmart, get a couple more things. You know, Walmart's America's quartermaster. And I saw something in there. Saw a guy. Let's see who's calling me here. Well, I don't know. Saw a guy wearing a mask, and it made me think about something I heard the other day. Sorry I didn't bring my little sticky stick, so I'm having to hold you up like this. This old farmer doing his chores, and he decided he hadn't been down to his pond for a while, so he thought he'd go down there and check, see if everything was okay. You know, you'd like to take a walk around the place every now and then. And, like he always did, he took a bucket with him, an empty bucket, just to, you know, because you never know when you're out and about what you might want to pick up and bring back. And so he's walking through the woods, gets closer and closer to the pond, and he hears some laughing and some talking. And the closer he gets, he gets louder and louder, and it sounds like a couple of women down there. So he looks around real close and comes through the woods and comes out into the little opening there where the pond is, and there's these two girls, two young women, splashing around in his pond, skinny dipping, having a good time. And he walks out there and looks at them, and they finally notice him, and of course they scream and go down about chin high in the water, right? And one of them yells at him, says, "Mister, we're not coming out of here. If you keep looking at us, we're not coming out until you leave." And he says, "Well, I'm not telling you not to swim in my pond, and I'm not telling you to get out." And then he raises that empty bucket and he says, "I'm just here to feed the alligators." Yeah, now that's funny to me. And of course we know what, what was supposedly happened. You know, that reminded me that we've just come through 2 years of being scared to death of a bucket with nothing in it. And there's still some people out there. Now, I know that there will be some out there that will say, "Well, what do you mean there's nothing in it? There's plenty to be scared of." Well, let me just say this. As some of you know, I worked in a major hospital system for almost 13 years. I was there through the whole thing until I refused to take their little you-know-what and have tests all about it. And I was there through the thick of it. And I'm going to tell you, it was an empty bucket. Empty as can be. But because of what they made people believe, it scared the heck out of people, and they jumped out of what they were doing in their normal lives, having fun, living life, And the thought of that joke, it made people jump out of their lives naked and running scared. And you know what? If I was going to write a second half to that joke, I'd say that they ran into the woods, and the farmer said, "And after that, I'm coming in there to feed the bears." Right? We know what the bear is, right? The bear of Russia. You know what? It's one scare after another. It's the way they control us. Or the way that they control some, anyway. And they know how to do it. And the powers that be, the whatever you want to call them, they're just carrying around these empty buckets, just holding them up, making people think there's things in them that are gonna kill them or whatever, just to scare the dickens out of them. And it's not all a bunch of BS. I mean, there's a little bit there, but I'll tell you what, it's business. The governments blow it up to get control over the people. The media helps them to get ratings. And all the little citizens run around naked, trying to get away from those alligators that don't exist. I know that this doesn't apply to most of you, but I thought you'd get a kick out of it. You can send this video to some other people if you think they need it. So let's don't be afraid of those empty buckets. Let's keep track, and let's make sure that we know what's going on and not be played. All right. I'm about to head home and have some steak for dinner. See the kids spend the evening with the family on a rainy night. You all have a good night. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And in order to prepare well today, we've got to make sure that we're seeing what's inside those buckets. You all have a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.